Coming up in this episode, the multifaceted Sapphire Hart. You want to stick around for this. Hey everybody, I'm so excited to be back with my new season of shows here on the PromoHomo.TV network. While I have to clear my throat right off the bat. So this is live media for you. So my guest today is LA-based entertainer Hailee Kaleem Wright, known professionally as Sapphire Hart. She's a young new artist who is ready to take the music industry by storm with her raw and soulful sound. As a proud member of the LGBTQIA plus community, Hart is incredibly open about her history, or herstory as the case may be. At one point, she was living in a New York City homeless shelter, but was able to come out of that experience and follow her passion for performing. She has had a diverse musical background, performing across Asia and even traveling the U.S. to perform in a multitude of Broadway shows, sharing the stage with industry titans include Davone Tines. Hart has even been featured on MTV's True Life. I've got more about Sapphire coming up in the show because she is my special guest today. I wanted to let you know that if you happen to be watching live and you comment or ask a question, I might be able to feature you live during the broadcast. So now you have a heads up on that. Please engage if you're watching live. I have some exciting updates that I want to let you know about regarding this network and how it's all coming together. First of all, for their longtime support of my show, I want to thank DAP Health. I'm living powerfully with HIV, and I've been a client of DAP for a decade, and I have a completely different life because of it. So I want to give a shout out to them. Also want to thank for their longtime support 849 Restaurant and Lounge right here in Palm Springs, where my favorite dish is currently the blueberry brie turkey Monte Cristo, which I get with a side of smoked applewood bacon. And I still managed to lose 40 pounds in the last year. PromoHomo.TV merch is now on Amazon. I am just so over the moon with this. So you can get your merch on Amazon or from a direct link at the website PromoHomo.TV. Also, in June of 2021, a compelling new series is coming to PromoHomo.TV. It's a limited edition episodic series that is going to feature my Living Powerfully with HIV memoir, Life Positive, A Journey to the Center of My Heart. It's basically the story of how I learned I was HIV positive while working abroad as a foreign correspondent and what happened next. It's a deeply personal story, and I encourage you to check out the book if you want to participate in that episodic special television show. And did you know that you are 100% organic? What does that mean? So this is going to seem like it's the antithesis of being a promo homo. But one of the things I'm no longer going to do is aggressively promote my broadcast into all sorts of different places and groups. I'm going to rely on the value of my show and you to share it. So if you've already reached the show, it's found its way to you. And if you believe in it, subscribe and share, and I appreciate that. I'm really excited that the show is fueled by the PromoHomo.TV superstars who subscribe to the network for as little as $3 a month. The programming is free, but if you become a superstar, there are perks, and the most recent superstars are featured in the credit sequence of the show, and you're going to see that. And as a surprise, when you're bored, ask your smart speaker to play The Power to Be Strong by Nicholas Snow. Yes, The Power to Be Strong by Nicholas Snow. And I haven't completely lost the promo homo aspect of who I am because I'm available for auditions. Go to PromoHomo.TV/actor for my movie and television clips. So that's all of the show that's about me. The rest is going to be about you, my 100% organic audience, and my special guest, Sapphire Hart. I've been speaking to her backstage. She is totally amazing. And I'm going to be back with the amazing Sapphire Hart right after this.
Oh, 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 oh,
Influenced by a broad spectrum of musical genres, Sapphire Hart is Houston-born and LA-based, and she's performed and written songs since adolescence. Prior to the global shutdown due to the coronavirus outbreak, the multifaceted entertainer could be seen performing in multiple Broadway shows alongside stage legends Moises Kaufman, Bill T. Jones, and Davone Tines, to name a few. Refusing to let the pandemic disrupt her course, Hart took time to reignite her first love, singing and songwriting. And of course, in the pandemic, I did the same thing. I grew PromoHomo.TV into a full-fledged network, and our first comment of the day is from my friend Dimitri, who's saying that he is proud of me, and I know that when he meets Sapphire, he's going to be proud of her too. And without further delay, welcome to the show, the wonderful Sapphire Hart. Sapphire!
Hi!
I am so excited to meet you. We've known for like a month and a half that you were going to be on the premiere show of the season.
I'm so honored to be here. Thank you for having me. Seriously, thank you.
I just wouldn't have it any other way. Sapphire, I just want to share something very personal with you at the top of the show. So I was expanding my show during this past summer with the horrific murder of George Floyd. And I decided that I needed to take responsibility for my own connection to systemic racism. But I also really looked deeply at the philosophy of my show. So I just wanted to share with you and the viewers that are tuning in because of your star power that I'm committed to creating programming that includes, celebrates, and empowers the diversity and intersectionality of everyone. In this spirit, I'm taking responsibility to expand my world, which has been primarily informed by the white male experience. As I continue to take responsibility for the expansion of my own consciousness and therefore my programming, I invite all of you, in fact, I am relying on you, to reach out to me to share your experience, strength, and hope empowering me to empower you to share these vitally important, life-saving, world-changing, true stories for the greatest good of all concerned. PromoHomo.TV is connecting the circuitry of humanity by creating programming for LGBTQ plus everyone.
That's fantastic. Thank you. Got to give a round of applause for that.
Well, and your publicist reached out to me, and I offered you every available date, and serendipitously, you've showed up here on the premiere. So that's fantastic. Yes. I would love to know, in what way do you identify as a member of the LGBTQI plus community?
Yeah, it's fluctuated with time. I find that what's felt the most correct, especially as we've learned more, we've had more knowledge, accessible to us and understanding the spectrum and all that stuff. So I would say I'm more pansexual, identify as pansexual, because I really think that it's the heart for me. It's the mind, it's the soul connection that I'm looking for. And I don't care what body it comes in. And that's, as far as, ableism and everything else, like it's across the board. So yeah, that's
beautiful. And even though I think these labels are important when it comes to securing our rights, we have to label something to protect it in many ways. So me coming out as a gay man all these decades had a significant connection to the equality we experience today. But the flip side of the coin is, I think it's fantastic that I hope that we're moving toward a world where it becomes irrelevant to identify our sexual orientation or gender identities or where we are on the spectrum, that we just show up and
we're humans.
Yeah.
Having a human experience.
Right, exactly. So my pronouns are he, him, and his. I didn't say that at the top of the show.
Oh, yeah. She, her.
Oh, okay. She, her, hers?
She, her, hers, and she already did had hers.
Girl, I got you. So now, for the audience, I want you to know that we're going to be featuring this gorgeous music video, one of many that Sapphire has in her repertoire. But did I read that you are yet unsigned?
Yeah.
You're still unsigned. All right. So what amazes me the most is that the amount of content you're producing and the quality that you're producing it, the level, the artistry. I'm talking cinematography, costuming, makeup, design, everything that goes into the music itself. Looks like you have like a major label behind you. So I know it takes a village, and I was wondering if you would talk about how you managed to attract the people and resources that are allowing you to get this kind of content out there.
I've been so blessed. I decided to come to LA in July. And I packed up from New York after living in Harlem for 3 years. And I just flew out in 10 days. I packed up and was in LA in 10 days. And I just kind of made a decision that after a bit of a brief health scare that was non-COVID related, but at the top of the pandemic, I said, if I heal from this, I'm going to go for exactly what I want. And that was to be in LA. I've always wanted to live here. And so the process of getting here, obviously because of the pandemic and everything, I was at a bit of a loss for being able to just organically meet people. And God has been so good that he's literally just placed me time after time in just the right place at the right time. I've gotten to work with a lot of my friends or friends' friends. And so that's been really cool. Obviously as entertainers, we are either on New York, the East Coast or the West Coast. And so my friends have come and visited me as safely as, we possibly can, obviously with COVID. But one of my best friends, Sydney, and I, who's responsible and directed this video for By the Way, me and him just I don't know, the synergy was just there. And, you know, and then I find people on Instagram and I reach out and I say, hey, do you want to do this thing? And sometimes they say no, and sometimes they say yeah. And so I've just been flowing. But thank you for that huge compliment, because I am unsigned and I take pride in the quality of content that I make. So I appreciate that it's being seen. So thank you.
Well, the music video we're about to see was filmed in an exotic, tropical, gorgeous location. It looks like you were all flown to like Tahiti or something.
Yes.
Speaking of gorgeous and tropical, RJ is watching from the Philippines,
Hey,
and
Philippines!
they are a regular viewer of my programming, and I know they were very excited that I was coming back on after an extended hiatus. But before we roll the video, do you want to give it away and tell us where it was filmed, or do you want to give that away after the video? I'm going to let you decide.
What do you think is best? I don't know. Well, first,
you know what? Let's let them guess. Let them guess.
Let them guess. And before that, I just want to say shout out to the Philippines, because I got to go there for work and I absolutely loved it. I cannot wait to go back to the Philippines. So I just wanted to say that.
So I'm honored that in the premiere of Notes from Hollywood in the current season of PromoHomo.TV, I get to include a movie, because literally this is a short film. It's gorgeous. I'm going to run the whole thing, including the closing credits, because it is important to include them.
Yes.
Is there anything else you want to say before I press play?
I just want to say that this is a labor of love, and that I have many, many more things in the can getting ready. So if you like this, definitely join my tribe. I liked what you said in the beginning as far as everything's organic, and I really want to do that as well. So yeah, that's it. That's all I have to say.
And I have plenty of more questions in my can as well for you after this.
Okay.
For everyone at home, you're in. I was just stunned by this, and I think you're about to be as well.
Sapphire Hart. I'm trying to find a way to say I want your love in all the ways. You're my constant thought on a replay, but you don't even know. Should you even know? I'm trying to find a remedy. I'm melting when you talk to me. I gotta tell it all tonight before time runs out. What if time runs out? I'm hoping luck is on my side. Laying it on the line. Won't let another know we friends are so annoyed with me, 'cause you don't even know, should you even know? I wanna be honest with you, but rejection's something I don't do. So I play it cool right on the sidelines, wishing that you were mine. Such a waste of my time, my time. I'm hoping luck is on my side, laying it on the line. Won't let another moment go by. I wanna be yours tonight. I'm trying to give you la 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 la. I'm trying to give you la 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 la. I'm trying to find a way to say I want your love in all the ways. Tell me if you want me back, 'cause I'm trying to give you love, 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 love. Hoping luck is on my side, laying it on the line. Won't let another moment go by. I wanna be yours tonight. I'm trying to give you love, love, la 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 la. I wanna give you love, love, la 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 la. By the way.
Yay! So let me get this right. A year ago, you were living in New York. A pandemic happened. You had a health crisis. You got through that, I'm hoping. You moved to LA and you met all kinds of fabulous people and you wrote that song and produced that video and now you're on my show talking about it.
Yeah.
Well,
Besides the song was released at the top of January 2020. I released that while I was on tour with Beautiful, the Carole King musical. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well,
so that's when things started percolating. But yeah, that's the journey essentially.
Okay. Well, RJ from the Philippines said so beautiful, but then RJ, I don't know your pronouns, and so you're going to have to school me on that. So I'm going to use they for now. They are a great fan of mine, and they expanded on their comment. So damn beautiful. So we need to have that qualifier in there. All right. So we asked people to guess where it was filmed. So
yeah,
where?
1,000 Steps Beach in Laguna.
And how did you find a place where there were no people?
Yeah, we did it.
It's like you're on a deserted island. And I know you didn't like green screen them out.
No, we did it. Man, I have to give a gigantic shout out to my two favorite people to work with in the world, Sidney DuPont and Paul Gratland. They're my dynamic duo, my director and my DP for that video and for my previous music video, Toxic Love Story. They are geniuses. There were surfers. So, okay, we got to that beach when it was still dark. We got there at 5 a.m. And because we needed to catch sunrise for that opening shot where you see my leading man on the sand and the whole bit. So that was our first shot of the day, and so we really wanted to get that gritty, that gradient look. And so Thousand Steps Beach. It is technically a private beach, but it's not. It's still public, if that makes any sense at all. So there were surfers, there were people. It got really crowded towards the end. Sydney was so great with the timing of this thing. I mean, our call sheet was shot for shot. We had everything laid out. And I really work with the best in the biz. They don't know it yet. People don't know yet, but it's the best in the biz for real.
Well, I can tell they're the best of the biz. I was showing off your website here. That's sort of it's such a vibrant, rich website. But when people go to SapphireHart.com, they can find your current video and links to your music on various platforms. And we've got your merch page and your bio and more. Oh, there you are. Wow. And then more, and then more. Yeah. So everything there. So I'm going to just close that out because it was talking in my ear while you are.
Oh, oh yeah, that's probably the behind the scenes video from our last video. Which I actually have a behind the scenes video for by the way as well, if you want to know any more details, or if your audience wants to know any more details. Yeah.
Okay. Now you were homeless. You experienced homelessness for times in your life.
Yeah.
And I'm curious to know how you made it through it.
Faith and a dream. And that might sound really cliche, but it was the only thing that propelled me out of that situation. I was really young in the bulk of that time, from about 18 to 20. But then I don't really talk about it often, but I went into I basically lived overseas for a while. And then when I got back, I was still in a kind of what felt like a revolving door of homelessness. So yeah, it took a long time to really make a decision and leave out of that. But my passion for what I do has always protected me from what I'm sure it sounds really bad. Like, yeah, you were homeless, and I was, and it was really bad, but I never felt it because I was protected by these ideas. And so that's it. Sorry, I'm long-winded sometimes.
Hey, I run this show. It can be as long as I want it to be. So you're talking to the right guy.
Okay.
Was there a moment in your life? I love to ask this particular question to people that I have a chance of it to interview when time affords. Was there a particular moment in your life? I know there's a series of moments for you, as you've just explained, but was there a moment in your life where you knew, all right, I only have one life. I'm going to follow my dreams no matter what?
Yeah, there was. So I was signed when I first moved to New York. After 2 months of living in New York, I got a record deal, like something out of a movie. It was crazy. Simultaneously, I was filming a true life documentary series with MTV. And so it was just a lot going on. And I was like, oh my God, I'm going to make okay, I guess. I'd never really been through anything. So I was like, okay, I guess this is how life works. And unfortunately, the company I was signed to, it didn't work out. And that was probably the lowest I ever felt in my life. I think I slept for 2 days straight. I was just so
you probably
sad.
Needed it.
Yeah. I was so sad. And my mom and I got a copy of The Secret, which is the book about law of attraction and all that stuff. And then we got the movie, and I watched that. And
it's
I
on
just
Netflix,
said,
by the way. The Secret
watch
is on Netflix.
Watch it. I watch
Wanna
it
know a
multiple times.
Want to know a secret? It's on Netflix. Netflix.
yeah, I watched that and I said, okay, I'm going to try it. And
Mindfulness.
a year later, I was in Japan performing.
I love it, and and you're preaching to the choir, as they would
I'm
say,
sure.
because I so believe in a higher purpose and a greater good, and I have 20 years of sobriety, and
Wow.
in 12-step programs, people are referring to a higher power, and my higher power is spiritual. But what I like to remind people is me plus you is a power greater than myself.
Ooh, I love that. Ooh, I love that. Me
Yes,
plus you is a power greater than myself. Oh, I love that.
yes.
That's beautiful.
Thank you. What are some of the shows that you've traveled with? And because I have some Broadway fans watching me
Oh
right
yeah.
now. So, well, tell me a little bit about your stage experience.
Yeah, I've been super blessed to work at the last show I just did, literally as Corona was striking, was Beautiful, the Carole King musical, which was a Broadway show. We were actually the last touring company for the Broadway, company because before they took their last bow on Broadway. And so we traveled all over the states doing
Did
the Beautiful
did your
Carole King show.
company go to the Pantages?
We did it, but we went to like San Luis Obispo, Carmel. So we did hit California quite a bit, and that actually kind of started percolating my brain to move to LA. Actually,
Ah,
that whole experience was my pathway to get to LA because Carole King's story just resonated so deeply with me. And for people who aren't familiar, Carole King is like I always say the Taylor Swift of the 60s and 70s.
that's a
She
brilliant way to describe her.
that's how I look at her because she wrote for so many people, but then she also had such a success for her own music. So yeah, it was such an honor to live in her story. Yeah, so I enjoyed that show a lot.
So, for if someone happens to see this and they believe in you and they want to support you beyond just simply buying your music, what kind of key connections are you hoping to make in the industry? Because I forgot to say at the top of the show, but Notes from Hollywood features profiles of people passionately pursuing professions in the entertainment industry.
Oh, I love
So,
that.
thank you. Say that 3 times fast.
Right.
Can you tell I'm a drama queen? No,
No.
that's a joke. So, all right. So, what kind of key connections are you still hoping for to create in terms of moving
Hmm.
forward in your career?
Key connections. That's a great question. You know, I like the words that you used before, which was attracted. So I don't know if I don't want to keep it general, but I just want to continue to align with really creative and passionate people who are on a mission to inspire people with art and especially the youth. Um, yeah, that's all I can say. So you know anybody?
Uh, this is PromoHomo.TV, and
Yeah.
someone is going to know. There are going to be people that are going to know about that.
Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. So, I would like for you, this is a personal question, but I was wondering if you could speak to your own pain of the last year. Of course,
Mm.
racial strife isn't something that showed up for you this year,
Yeah.
but there has been a broader awakening to the reality that Black lives matter.
Yeah.
And I was wondering if you would just talk about, from your own personal perspective, what this past year has been like in that
Mm.
context.
It's been interesting to see a global a reckoning with this thing that I feel my community, or I know my community has. These conversations, like you said, didn't just get started this past year for us. So I don't, it was, I didn't know what to feel at the beginning, because I hate to say that I'm numb to it, because I'm a person who does try to be as aware and present as possible. And that means feeling your emotions. But I had to, for my mental health, start divorcing myself from a lot of the consumption of the media, because a lot of it was just people, brown and black people, getting killed on my screen when I wake up in the morning. And that's just a lot to take in, especially when no one else around seems to really care. So when the pandemic happened and then the whole thing happened, it was like, I guess because everyone was locked in their homes, people were finally free enough to see what was going on and to care. And it could have gone any kind of way. So I am appreciative to the people who went out and marched. I'm appreciative to the people who formed, different unions. I have some really amazing friends, colleagues, and peers of mine, who have started their own radical movements, whether it was for theater reform or whether it was for justice reform. And I'm so inspired by them. So I felt a myriad of emotions. And I think that it's just, I really want to make sure that I'm a part of helping in my own way, the movement continue and keep the momentum, because what I think we all are a little afraid of is that we had this moment of a bubbling, but then there will be a dying down once things open back up and we get to live our lives again. And so I pray that we keep up the fight. You know, the LGBTQ rights were not won in a day. They were won over a series of decades, you know.
Well, and
So
they
it,
still don't exist
and
in a
there's
lot of
still,
places.
it's
Right,
still, you know, and I guess speaking just for America, but yeah, for a lot of people around the world are still suffering with this. So I'm appreciative. I'm inspired, and I'm proud that, you know, my people are finally getting the recognition that they deserve. It took a long dang time, but I think the youth, the people of my generation and younger, we're not going to let our foot off the gas. So I hope people are ready. They don't have a choice.
Well, they better get ready for you, Sapphire. Let me tell you,
Aw,
because you've got a lot to offer. I'm putting your website on the screen,
yeah.
sapphirehart.com. You would think I have a crew of 17 people running this show. I was
You make
wondering
it
if
look
you...
easy.
That's a humble brag. I'm guilty of humble brags all the time.
Period.
Yeah, so I'm also, for the last year, I've been my own boyfriend. So whatever it takes, I get it accomplished.
Me too. I've
um,
been my own wife.
yes, exactly. So I was wondering if is there anything that you want to talk about that we haven't talked about yet?
Well, I want to just really quickly spotlight one of my good sisterins, my good friends, because I think that you would love this too. Um, this is my friend Chloe's book. It's called The Queen's English. It is the first LGBTQ plus dictionary for all of our colloquialisms. So it's a fabulous book. You can find it on Amazon. And this is a sister to me, and she worked so hard for it. When we were working on the show that was with Moises Kaufman and Bill T. Jones, it's called Paradise Square in Berkeley, California. She was literally in between shows and daily and nightly working on this dictionary, and she's completed it. It's absolutely stunning, and the illustrations are amazing. She's a Black queer woman, and I think that if you want to support women of color, queer women, buy this book. So that's what I have to say. Other than that, I mean, I've got some really great art coming, and I can't speak too much to it because I'm the type of person I like to do it and then talk about it. But yeah, I got a little system flowing for myself slowly but surely, and I have an intention of being, you know, signed soon, to someone that aligns with what I'm trying to do creatively. and budget wise, and what's for the budget. So yeah.
Well, you look like, I mean, believe me, I know what it takes to assemble a village to get things done. And I know you mentioned budget, but everything you're producing looks like you had an amazing budget. It looks like, I mean, the music video that we featured looks like it was filmed abroad and had tons of costumers and hair and makeup and you name it, it was there. I'm putting the Amazon link to the Queen's English book into the chat. And please let Chloe know. I would love to have her on my show.
Yeah.
Yes. So, oh, Amazon
Absolutely.
won't. I guess I'm not able to post that into the chat. But the book is The Queen's English, and it's by Chloe O. Davis on Amazon.
Yeah.
And
beautiful book. It's so nice. It's like a great coffee table book, and it's real pint size, so it's beautiful. And I don't know, it's one of my best coffee tables yet. Coffee table books yet.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I just want to tell you how honored I am that you've been on the show. You're amazing, and I look forward to having you on again. And I can tell your life is filled with creative, wonderful people. Send them my way.
I got you. I got a lot of promo homo people that's about to roll your way.
Oh, hey, some of them could be single, cute, and male. That's all right too.
You know, I got plenty of those. Plenty, okay.
Well, I'm gonna stick your website up here again, and
and follow me on Instagram. I'm at SAPPHIRE_HART on all platforms. Sapphire Hart. You can just Google me. I mean, humble brag, but you can just Google me, and all my social media platforms are going to come up. But I'm most active on YouTube and Instagram.
When you're watching TV, do you ever type you think ooh, and then you type in their name and then the word nude or shirtless? I'm doing that all the time. Like if I see someone, done that before. Yeah, if I see someone and I thought, oh, they're hot, I type in their name and then I add the word shirtless and then I hit on the image. I'm not saying that.
I don't think anything will come up for me, but I'm curious.
No. I'm not saying that it would come up for you, but when you talked about Google searches, that's just one of the things that came up for me.
Naughty boy.
Well, you're an amazing person, and I'm so excited that you've been on the show. I wish you the best, and I look forward to meeting you in person one day.
Yeah, would it save?
And if you want to stick around, we can talk briefly after the show, but you don't have to.
Yes, let's kiki.
All right, so thanks again for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
And I want to thank all of you for watching. I also wanted to let you know that if you go to PromoHomo.TV, there's a prominent link that tells you how you can submit guest and story ideas to the show. And until next time, I'm Nicholas Snow.
Oh, 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 oh.